I already hit it. It's too late. So everybody just gonna have to hear what you gotta say. So before what? After now. So after what now?
You playing today?
I was just gonna be like, okay, wait. So who reading? Because last week it was like,
Oh, okay.
I ain't even got it pulled up. What happened to the video? Oh, they go our video. No, that's not our video. Where's our video at? What?
The ding ding ding.
Yeah.
but good evening, folks.
What does that mean? Whose face is doing that? Why your face turned up like that? What happened?
Where?
You deleted it?
No, I didn't delete it.
Who? Did you type delete it?
No, I promise I ain't even been on.
Yeah, because it was in there because I put it in there for the one that we did last week.
And I like that. No, we need that.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. All right, I'll read us in.
Oh, okay. Okay.
The RockSingle podcast is a cross-cultural response to the economic and social climate of today's relationship scene. RockSingle will teach you how to maneuver and still be kingdom-minded throughout your relationship experiences. Our aim is to help repair the fallen and broken man with a kingdom mindset. The podcast seeks to inspire, enlighten, and highlight upcoming and established local kings and queens of character while promoting Black consciousness and awareness of who we are and to whom we belong. So we got a nice little show today for y'all because we talking about how crisis exposes character. Oh, ooh, what? With the light, like we're telling ghost stories. Hey, some people don't make it. Another one bites the dust. Oh, you muted, Mary. You muted.
What?
Okay. I forgot to share it. First, I got to share it. And then I was like, "Oh, I wonder if I could use this as a light source." I got it.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say the flashlight on your phone.
Yes, true.
It remind me of y'all remember the Nickelodeon show Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Yes, that was my jam. I like the sparks at the beginning. Yeah, that was Goosebumps. Yeah, I watched all of that. Yep. And I read like the whole collection. Because then they started, because I would buy my own, but then they started getting them at the school library. So I was up in there reading them in the library. Yes, I was one of those kids. All through high school, we used to go after school to Borders, because Borders like right up the street from my house, from my school. And so we sit up there and read books until we had to come back for practice. So, yeah. Yeah, my nerd is showing. Ha ha. Because it's levels to this.
Yes, it is definitely levels to being a nerd. I love it. Okay. Oh, I gotta go back mute so I can share it finally.
Okay, and we sharing it? Oh, I'm sharing to the whole wrong place. Don't mind me. We just gone. Okay.
Trying to share it. I'm like, I'm waiting on my reception to come up. This be extra. So I said, you know what? Let me just use the light until it decides what I want to do. Hello, everyone out there. Thank you for so much for coming in to RockSingle with us. Absolutely nothing at all. Hey, this is the show. You want to be here because today's show, listen to me. Today's show is about exposure. This is how you know if you are with the right person. Hear me. Crisis, or rather Christ, exposes character. It exposes people. It exposes who people truly are under pressure. And just to add, real quick tidbit, you will learn who people are if you give them access to money and sex. You will know who somebody is, and crisis or Christ, God, his isness in you will expose the character in somebody else. Hear me. And even within yourself. You'll find out who you really are. If you need to say,
Mhm.
yeah. Ain't it?
Yep.
Ain't it?
Don't run from it neither. At. That's you. Yep, that's you too. And people think that like they can't have conflicting identities. You absolutely can because
Yeah.
every situation is not the same. So you are going to show up differently than what you normally would, or even as the person that you might approve of yourself of being. But once you put in this weird little situation and you get turned and bent and twisted in all these weird, you're gonna be like, who? What
Like,
is
what
all
that?
this? That's still you. That's still you.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's still
Yep.
you. That's still you. You just, that's still you. And when you caught off guard or whatever, you just end up understanding that you need to go back home and go back to the drawing board and fix it. So that the next time somebody catches you off guard, you already have prepared yourself to respond as opposed to reacting. And that's growth. That's growing up, right? That's growth. Still sharing. Hold on.
See, you know what? I'm gonna say this. I was looking, I was let me see what tonight's topic gonna be, and I saw crisis exposes character. You know what came to my mind? I'm like, you know what? This is gonna be the ultimate cheat sheet. Last week I was telling Doc, I was like, you know what? I had to actually agree with you and Mary because I'm already starting to see it. You could be with a person 10,
Oh.
15
And
years,
not have a clue.
still don't know who they are. But
Mhm.
with this topic tonight, crisis exposes character, this can be your cheat sheet if you're
Yes.
paying attention. You know what I'm saying? When
Yes.
when that pressure hit the fan and you start to see that this person over here can't really hold this pressure. Like, wait. What happened to all that big boy talk? What happened to all that big girl talk? But right now you not exhibiting big boy or big girl behavior. Oh, I
Teaching.
see. I see who I'm dealing with now. Okay. And you got what? And you got a couple choices. You can choose to deal with this character. Or you can evaluate. Like we might have to reevaluate some things because all
Teach,
that
bro.
big girl, all that big boy talk is going out the window right now because this pressure has exposed exactly who you are.
Yep.
Teach. Teach. Teach.
Happens every day.
Every day. Go ahead, Jatay. Look, you up.
No, and that's true. And like you said, sometimes you never know how you gonna respond because especially with something you've never been through. And like you said, Mary, it's not for us to run from, but the exposure can actually be a beautiful thing because, like you said, that's just one thing that's another thing that's being presented to you. Like, okay, this is something you need to work on. Like, I ain't gonna lie, and I'm not glorifying, but like, I don't cuss, but depending on the situation, something to slip, and they're like, "Ooh, I don't even cuss." You know what I
That's,
mean?
oh, stump your toe.
But
Hit your funny bone or something. That's a crisis that are exposing.
Okay, that's
no,
the
for
throw one. That's a
real,
whole nother.
seriously,
Character.
seriously,
Yeah,
you
that
know,
character
so like,
coming out.
Like,
I done seen people crack their
yeah,
toe so hard it's bleeding. I'm like, oh yeah, that's a.
yeah. So I'm not gonna lie, or like, yeah, and so it's just funny, and it be like, oh. So I know, like, all right, when it's a certain situation, or if it's a conversation, I
uh-huh.
notice like I become passionate about certain things. So it's like, all right, just leave that alone because you already know. Or like you said, Mary, not even leave it alone, but before the conversation starts, prepare myself so that I'm not just reacting, but I am prepared to respond and
Yeah.
respond how I want to respond and not just whatever comes out.
Yeah.
Or react just how off of instinct. We're not supposed to react and respond off of instinct.
Come on.
You know what I mean? Like that's almost always gonna be the wrong response.
Yeah.
If it's just,
Yeah.
you know. So yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
And Ty, when you said the whole about how people be so, so ready until it happened.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But that's real. It is
Yeah.
real. And it's
See,
not, and again, it's just a learn from it, because, And that's why they say that saying, "Oh, don't ever." Oh, I would never. And this, and that. Man,
Yeah.
until you got your shoes
Yeah.
on, oh, man,
See,
you better tomorrow. What
see,
you?
yeah, got the,
Oh,
got
yeah,
the,
you be
got
like,
the
you'd
Boy,
be
cause
surprised.
man, look, I'm sitting on a whole lot of I would nevers and absolutely did.
I'm
I
telling
Absolutely did.
absolutely was. I would never and absolutely was.
you, you signing yourself. You signing yourself up the moment
And that's
that
literally
goes out your mouth. That you
look.
just had.
Listen,
So
because even the
oh,
third,
you
you
would.
was
Oh,
like,
I'm gonna show you exactly how you will, and you would, and you do, and you can, because guess what? You human too, just like the same people you trying
thank
to judge.
you.
Come on,
Like
come
you
on,
Because
said,
that
man,
comes from a place
that's
of judgment. That's not from a
come on,
place of
no,
confidence in your own character. That's
most
come on.
you
things.
judging someone else's character and what
Yeah,
you think is lacking in it, as opposed to fortifying your own character so that
yeah,
you
yeah,
can have
yeah.
confidence that your character will not be in those situations, will not be in those circumstances to have those aspects come out. Because I'm gonna tell you this: you put enough pressure on anything, it's gonna
Come on.
squash, flat, boom,
Yeah,
turn into a diamond. I don't care who you think you are or whatever you think you got going on. Pressure is
listen,
pressure. Okay.
teach,
And like you
teach. No,
said,
seriously.
yeah, that's boasting on what everything. First of all, the Bible tells us I don't got no right to boast about nothing when it comes.
No,
teach.
Okay, nothing. And Mary, what you said when you was like the second to leave your mouth, you sang yourself up. No lie. As soon as you said he up there cutting a slice of humble pie, there you go.
yep, yep,
Seriously,
yep.
Make
real,
sure.
real serious.
That's like people. That's like people asking for love. You're not listening to yourself because, or you do not know the definition of what love is. So if you're asking for love, you're asking for opportunity to correct, forgive, and restore. So guess what?
They don't want
Guess
that.
what?
Now that's pressure.
That's because
Pressure.
there's a possibility you could hurt yourself if you haven't removed yourself out of your situations. You haven't removed self from every situation because all you're gonna think about is this person has done something to me, as opposed to knowing that God, all offenses are unto him. Ain't nobody did nothing to you. It's the
Not a
God in
thing.
you. And you took that personal and you never was supposed to.
Nope.
So when you ask for love, like know what you asking for. You asking for an opportunity to correct, restore, and forgive folks. So that somebody's gonna do something to you, and they're gonna be spiritually bankrupt. And
Yep.
you have to be the one. You, if you're the maddest, you qualify for being the
Lend
one.
and don't borrow. Sometimes that lend and don't borrow. It's not just money. You are lending grace.
Oh,
Okay. We all have God's grace in us, and you absolutely already have the power of attorney to sign some of that
yeah.
over to whoever is in need of it. Like you can't just be sitting up on your high horse looking like, oh, well, here come such and such again. I guess they just going like no, because what you are doing now is you are don't you you basically flushing grace down the toilet when you do that. Just go ahead. Like
Yeah.
when they say money don't grow on trees, well, neither does grace because it's already grown in you. And when you nurture
Hello.
that grace tree in you, you got trust me, you got plenty to give. Plenty to give. And
Yeah.
the more you give, the more it's gonna grow. Like I don't know if there's any green thumbs out there, gardeners, but when you clip and snip and trim your bushes and trees and stuff, it actually encourages them to grow
Thank you.
more. So
Thank
the
you.
more you actually give from that tree of grace, the more it's going to grow. So
Yeah.
come on now, you ain't and it's an infinite source. You ain't never gonna run out as long as you ain't up there digging at the roots and poisoning your own tree.
That and that's what it is. That's what it is. They poison in their own trees. And like you said, you're just looking at like from a green thumb's perspective. One seed then generates plus one more seed. Like it's more than one seed that you get off one cucumber seed. You know what I'm saying? Now you got a whole cucumber that has a
From the
bunch of
fruit.
seeds in it. So what you're saying is absolutely correct. Come on, Lord Ty.
I'm just taking it all in because I mean seriously, if we can really, and I'm saying we can really just focus on ourselves. I'm going back to last week. If we could really focus on
We love
ourselves.
that when we said mind your own business. So I
Yeah.
had like 80 posts the whole week about minding your own business.
Seriously, if we could just focus on that, then when it comes down to pressure for us, then we gonna already know what to do because we've been there before. But if we ain't focusing on ourselves, we too busy looking at her. I'm looking at him. I'm looking at that. Then we not gonna know what to do when the pressure,
Yep.
when the
And you end up being the weak link.
when the sweat, when all that hit the fan. We ain't gonna know what to do because we too busy looking at them.
King teach.
Then you end up being the weak link.
We gotta focus on ourselves for real. That's the thing.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Oh, and say you focus on everybody else talking about who holding who back, and you end up being the weak link because you ain't been focusing on yourself.
Right. You the one being held back. It's you.
You the one being the sandbag, huh?
And thing is, then we talk about self-righteousness. Everybody think they stuff don't stink, but at the end, but then you realize, like, hold on, wait, what's that? Ooh, is that?
When you don't end up being the only one in the room, you can't blame that smell on nobody else. That's why people having a problem when they had to be by themselves. When that first shut-in happened and they didn't live with nobody, they didn't have people come and visit. They found out that a lot of that stink that was their upper lip the whole time.
Yeah.
Listen, I ask people like, who put a gun up to your head to make you make the decisions you made?
Oh,
like, I just want who's there because people be just acting like it's somebody else. They did it, but again, this fallen behavior. If you look at the behavior of man, we ain't went nowhere past the fall, and that's how you know people are operating out of the flesh. You know what I'm saying? They do the same little routine. Watch it. Let's look at the fall. The first thing they did was cover themselves. Why would you have to cover yourself when you've been covered? See, look at this mentality. The whole man has not changed. The next thing that they do is they go and hide. You run away from God when you're not doing what you're supposed to do. You ain't even trying. So you going in the whole opposite direction. So now you're going somewhere else. This and not just physically, mentally, you have turned from him to yourself. Don't blame the devil. Don't blame the world. You have turned to yourself, your own your own mind. Your own mind. What's the next thing you do? Because he has to first, again, you go hiding, and he has to come and ask Adam, where are you?
Where are they?
You know what I'm saying? And then the next thing that happens is what? The blame game. He did it, she did it, we did it. Nobody's gonna take the ownership for themselves and say, nope, that was my part. Okay.
Teach.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know about everybody else, but as for me and mine, no, cause see where I had like we arguing over our own part, like no, that's you taking some of my part, like get back.
This is that's the crazy, like people argue even over that. This is
like they want to be more wrong in the situation. So I don't know, like it's
so
weird.
You want to be the most guiltiest. Like this is my thing too, because Christ takes away guilt and shame.
All of that.
People are operating in the flesh. They're guilty, they're shameful, and then they try to make you feel guilty or guilt trip you into that was you should feel bad that you did this to me.
And then I'll be like, huh?
No, I'm not getting that vibe right now. I'm not getting that.
That ends up making the opposite.
Try again.
Like the minute you try to say I should be ashamed, I'm like, okay, and thank you for that, because that's exactly why I'm not going to be ashamed, because you mind my business.
So thank you for telling me I got an option.
Right. Thank you. You can take that shame from me then. Thank you. Since you already in it and you already in my business, go ahead. You got it.
Right. Crazy. Go ahead, Jatay, because I know you got to go in a minute. You got to give us final thoughts and your comment.
So, I know better now. Oh, you married. When you was like, when people be asking to be loved, you don't know what you be asking for. Are you willing? Because what you're asking for, are you going to allow that person to grow? Because nobody perfect, even you. So, are you ready to do all those things? You be like, and they better, and if they don't, and if they ain't, and the second they do, it's over. No, it is about, are you going to allow that person to grow and in grace the same way that you are allowed to do? So are you prepared for that? Are you and then we be forgetting. Don't the love verse says love does not give up?
Mm.
Come on. Come
Come
on.
on.
Love does not give up is what
Come
it
on.
says.
No.
And
And
God
don't
does
expect
not give
nothing in
up.
return. Not even love in return. People
Does
be like,
it?
well, they don't love me the way I love them. Okay, so what's that got to
That-
do with you?
What does that got to do with me?
Mm.
I've been trying to figure that out for the longest. And the best scenario for that is me going to work, trying to get Doc's paycheck. I don't understand what if Doc don't come to work. And people do this. Oh, if Doc ain't coming to work, I ain't coming to work today.
They do.
You ain't got the bills, Doc got.
Come
I
on.
got bills.
Come on.
I got bills.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you saying again that if you somebody ain't showing up to work, you're not showing up to work, but then you get upset when they go and get a temp. I don't understand because I guess you feel
And
like
see your job posted. Like, wait, ain't that the job that I do? Yeah, yeah, they interviewing for your spot right now.
Mhm.
Right,
Right. Your replacement is in the interview
She
room.
always be taking 15 extra minutes on her break. Don't nobody say nothing to her. I'm finna start doing it. And guess what? Then when y'all, are you prepared for when y'all get fired?
Oh.
Because you worried about what she doing. So when
Oh.
she get fired, are you ready to get fired too?
Nope.
Right.
Okay.
Come on.
Okay.
Because y'all both finna be done. Seriously, but yeah,
I ain't ready.
and then what the right.
Oh, and just from all of what we've all been saying, I stumbled across this early because I'm like, dang, let me find a good Bible verse. So I couldn't find a verse because it's literally a whole book. Deuteronomy tells you exactly from beginning to end how the other people messed it up, how you cannot mess it up, and the new covenant and what between man and God. If you do this and you don't mess it up, this is what you get. Like literally that, like from beginning to end of the whole book. It gives you history on how everybody jacked it up before you. It gives you all of the stuff on how you cannot mess it up now, and then it tells you about all the rewards on the other side of when you are obedient. All wrapped up nicely in one little book.
Like if you just choose not to read the rest of the Bible, focus on Deuteronomy. Is what like you can how not to mess this up.
And it tells you everything: relationships, being a child, a mother, a wife, a husband, a neighbor, working for somebody, as working, having people working for you. Literally everything, how to conduct yourself as a proper human being on this planet. Like everything.
Teach, queen. Teach. Like now for real, you teaching. Okay, I need this light still. You teaching. Nah. How to be. And that's the thing. That's the one thing that we have such an issue with. And that's being. It's so crazy. We have really drunk the Kool-Aid. We have really failed for it. Look how many people look the same, dress the same, talk the same, act the same, walk the same. Like you would never
People going to get their hair and makeup done. I'm like, oh, that look just like literally like it don't look like them anymore, and they look just like
that look like
whatever the style is, everybody style.
Everybody got the same. Everybody got the same. Everybody. Are you not understanding that you're losing your identity when you go and try to be somebody else? And then you, because of that, now lose your effectiveness. Like you are a particular type of bait. He is teaching us how to fish for men. Okay. And you're a type of bait that only certain people are supposed to be attracted by. He don't need you to be Tyra. He needs you to be and then be yourself, like how he created you, not how you imagined yourself. And that's another thing. People have to, live up to other people's imaginations of who they believe they should be. This is Walt Disney at its finest. I cannot. We've fallen for it.
I was just kind of talking about something like this with my friend the other day, And because I don't know, like I've been like reconnecting with a lot of people from my past, and they like actually really pretty deep. So that's been very useful for me and getting myself and my thoughts and stuff in order. And so what came of that was where I had realized I was like a lot of times like especially like when I'm interested in a guy, like the guy tries to like do and be as the what he thinks that I think
Come on.
he is. And I'm like, bro, do you understand what this mind like? Look, don't do that to yourself. I'm not even like if they said that at the beginning, like, look, I'm just trying to be what you want me to be. No, don't do that because I'm gonna tell you right now, you're gonna fail. Because my mind is super idealistic and ain't nobody living up to nothing that's dancing around up in there. I'm gonna tell you this right now, okay? So to save you and me both all the trouble, don't do it.
And Doc, can you see where that guy was looking at somebody else and not looking at himself?
You
Exactly.
stuck on what side? You
I
stuck
mean,
on what side? That's it. No.
it just keep hitting me. It keep
He like when people ain't focused, and
that's what it is. He letting everybody else influence him instead of him look within himself.
No, she's the type of woman that want a man like this. Like, first of all, how you getting advice from dudes that ain't never been around me, ain't talked to me, don't know me? And I'm not even gonna say that they ain't been around with a woman like me because there's no one like me, okay? Because I know who I was created to be, and that means there's only one of me. So I don't know them, they don't know me. How you getting advice from somebody else about me?
come on. And this ain't who I was just a second ago. I have changed. I need you to truly understand that. No seriously. And a lot of people like, you when you listen, I didn't even know me. So I don't know this person you think that I am because I lacked identity. I was trying to be like everybody else. Just how you gotta go on there.
Yeah, so for my point, Doc, when you were saying about the grace, if it was grace. So yeah, it made me think of forgiveness. The more we forgive, every time we gotta do it, we're gonna do it quick. The more we do anything, think about it. Don't it become easier? Even if it's going to the gym, the more you know, that first day is
build
hard.
the muscle.
Right. So the more we repeat something, the more we practice something, it's going to get easier, and it's going to become our natural, intended the response that we're intended to have.
Yeah,
you just love.
Response
It's
done
going to be
over
easy
and
to
over.
love, right? And you're not going to even be worried or caring about if they're loving you back. It's going to be your natural response, no matter what.
Yep.
And when you are consumed with His love, that's all you got in to give anyway.
See?
So no matter what's going on, ain't nothing else in you but that. So ain't nothing else coming out.
Teach.
Exactly. That's that cup. Keeping your cup pure and clean. Get that dirty water out your cup. Stop listening to that trash music. Stop watching all these jacked up biased news reports. Stop watching all this trash reality TV. Yep.
Come
See,
on.
I'm tired. You know, stop watching that mess like that. And then that's like the epitome of minding somebody else's business. The way they be talking about these other people's lives, I don't know none of the people that they be talking about, but I just assume it's one of these reality show people, and they know these people's lives more than them. Like they be like, she should have did that. I was like, well, what is you doing with your life? Like,
girl, if that was me, I would have smacked you.
I was just watching with Britney Spears, and she finally got her, freedom. Go ahead, Queen. We love you. I
love y'all. See y'all.
Love y'all. Okay. I mean, I said love y'all. Love you, girl. Good night.
But they had the thing with Britney Spears, and it was like, okay, she got her life back or whatever. And then one of the fans was on there like, yes, this has been going on with Britney forever. I'm just
right, like they was going through it with her. I'm like, what are you doing?
Queen,
are you on her payroll?
I'm baffled though. I'm truly taken back because, like you said, like y'all really into these people life, but your life jacked up, and you like you're not gonna fix it. You're not gonna fix it.
No, because that's too hard to do. When you can theorize and hypothesize about what somebody else should have done in a situation that you will never find yourself in. I guarantee you, I will never find myself in Britney Spears's situation because I have already passed that mark. Okay, I was not a child star. I'm not rich now, and I don't have parents in my pockets. So I ain't never gonna have them problems. So and the people that like all up in her business will never have those problems.
Never have a Britney Spears problem. You will not. So you ain't gonna have to think like Britney. You ain't, you know, and that's what people keep.
And they're saying, well, she should have did 10 years ago. Hey, you know, when 10 years ago, you and her were the same age. Y'all were both children. Like, what are you talking about?
Right. Exactly.
Number two, she was with it about 10 years ago. See, you grow, you evolve. There are certain things that you're with.
Yeah, she woke up. She like,
Like,
oh,
10 years later.
put your hand on my pocket.
Okay. I'm just saying. Just so what?
Yep.
She was
But
with it.
I mean, but her tale, you can kind of break it down to like a general perspective. Stop letting people around you make you think you're crazy, because that's what they did to her. They literally drove her crazy, and then threw her in rehab after rehab. All of the people that was in those facilities was benefiting from her being there. All of the lawyers that was handling her estate while she was incapacitated and you know, incompetent and all that other stuff. All of these people was sucking her dry. So they benefited from her not being in a stable mental and emotional state. Do not let people do that, because they're going to take advantage of you. When you see people gaslighting you, every time you got something to say, they got something against it, or why that's not true, or why it's not reality. You don't know what my reality is. You not them your eyes over there. These my eyes over here. Whatever I say is real to me. And the minute people start trying to discount what you feel is real to you, it's a problem.
Yeah. Like, I mean, state your facts, state your claim. Understand that, like you said, it's a perceived reality. You have to understand everybody didn't grow up like you grew up. Everybody didn't have what you had for breakfast. I used to be seriously naive. Like, I knew, listen, for fact, that every black folk went to church. Everybody been baptized. I knew all black children had been baptized. I know you probably like that is crazy. No, because I grew up just in that, like everybody went to church, somebody church. Like you know, so I truly believe that, not knowing that now there are people who truly had abuse for breakfast. For breakfast. You know what I'm saying? Me and a friend, we were talking today, like the word nigga, that was breakfast, lunch, and dinner on my. So to shake me from saying nigga, please, listen, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'll probably get it out my system. I don't know. I'll be honest. But this is the culture that I grew up with. It is hard to break that lingo. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm telling, unless something happen, I'm like, nigga, like for real. But that was the culture. You don't know what I ate for breakfast. You know, but my perceived reality is one thing, and somebody else's can be totally different based upon those circumstances, they ecosystem of life. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody, you know, is listen.
Yep.
What you say, different, same fruit, different taste, different flavors. You know what I'm saying? On the same tree. That's.
I want to say something real quick. What Doc was just talking about is I think that's very pivotal to the conversation, because I think certain test is for certain people. Okay. I look at you know, the story of Job, and how God allowed Job to go through everything he did, and then you see his wife talking about curse God and die. Well, see, thing is, God didn't give you this test that he gave Job because he probably knew that you weren't gonna handle it. The devil came to God and said, you know, he said he looking for somebody. And he said, well, he said, I got a servant that ain't gonna turn his back. I got one for you. He not gonna buckle. He not gonna, you know what I'm saying? He not gonna crack under pressure. And that's why we get back to focusing on ourselves, because we need to be able to see from every angle of ourselves. You know, like, oh, I need to clean up in there. Oops, I need to fix up. Oh, I need to straighten up there. I need to straighten up there because I'm a little weak. I'm a little weak over there. You know, look at a basketball player. Oh, let me go to the left because I know I'm strong on the right, but I'm a little weak on the left. Let me work on that. And then when that test and that trial come, you like, hey, I've been working on it. So you got to be able to get me on my left side. Come on now, y'all.
on, teach. Come on, teach. Come on, teach.
Okay.
Come on.
I come
And
with the heat.
yes, no, absolutely. I totally agree. I think that again, everything takes practice. Everything takes practice. This is about whether you want to or not. You know what I'm saying? Like we
Yep.
need to stop playing, stop pretending. You know what I'm saying? We the great pretenders. Stop pretending. You think God gully? Like you really believe he gully though? He know you. The problem is you don't know you.
Come on.
That's you'll make the
Okay.
statement. Say, I would never. Just stand up. Just write your name on the dotted line, Queen. I
Gotta go
won't.
show you just exactly how you would. Oh, don't worry. I already know you would. I'm finna show you that you would.
If that
I'm
was
not
me, I would have did this.
you because you think you're so good. You think you so grand on your own, and you're not.
Put one of us
And
in a real horror movie.
Queen.
Really? Like they be like, oh God, I would never. I would run out the door instead of us saying, yeah, get in a real horror movie and try that. Let's do that.
Yeah,
Black
don't even
white
know.
niggas, I don't want to see them.
Right.
Look at yourself in the mirror. That's Halloween.
You might have a bowel movement on yourself. Come on now.
Okay. Okay, because that fight or flight is something else. And if you're not used to being in that situation, like the first responders, EMT workers, firefighters, cops, all of those people, they have to be trained for crisis situations.
Baywatch.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, they have to be trained because you don't know what your initial fight or flight response is going to be to any like situation. You driving your car, next thing you know, it's getting flipped over because the tornado didn't pick you up and tossed your car somewhere. You don't know how you're going to react in that situation. Someone shows up to a scene, body parts and blood everywhere. You don't know how you're going to react to that situation until you are in it and you had to face it. And then you have to be able to think quick, like, who is still alive that I can still save? Like that is the difference between saving a life and not being able to save a life is your response in that situation to something that is so shocking and is not something that you're just going to be walking down the street and experience. So you can't say, oh yeah, I would have. You don't know what you would have done, especially if you have never been in that situation before. It sounds good.
They try their best to try, like you said, they're training. So they try their best to put you in as many situations that they can while you're in training so that you are able to respond in those moments. But like you said, you don't know or necessarily know what it is that you're going to do. But the last thing you need to do is bring unnecessary emotion into any situation that doesn't require or has too much. I am so serious. And that's what when you're reacting, your judgment is clouded. You can't think. And look how many people could have possibly lost their lives because you're not thinking. You got to be able to watch people that respond, and then you'll ask them like their body and their mind had just caught up after they responded. They didn't even know. They was like, okay, wait, what just happened? Because I'm just now catching up to myself in a sense, like, because all I could do, all I knew was this is what happened. You do this, and then afterwards, it's like, woo, yeah, we was in that moment. Whoa, what? Now you can kind of get that react out, but you gotta respond minus emotion, man.
Mm-hmm. And saying that just reminded me of triggers. If you look at the gun statistics and things like that, people are 85 to 90% more likely to get shot with their own gun. If you have a gun in your house, you're more likely to be shot with your own gun than you are to shoot someone else. So it's the exact same thing with your triggers. If you aren't finding instances to trigger yourself and find out what your own triggers are, somebody else gonna find it and shoot you with your own trigger. They're gonna say something. They living their best life. They don't know what's going on with you, nor do they care. And they just doing whatever. And then you get triggered. And now you end up doing something. They don't know why you didn't did it. You didn't burnt the bridge, cut yourself out, whatever. But now people don't fool with you the same way, all that. And it's your fault. You say, no, they shouldn't have said. They don't know what's going to trigger you. You're supposed to know what triggers you. You're supposed to know that when somebody says this, they don't know that I went through this experience. They don't know that I'm carrying this baggage. They don't know that I have these scars or this hurt underlying, this type of response or these type of words or whatever. So you're the one that has to check yourself. say,
Queen.
I know you didn't, mean to, offend me or nothing like that, but I have XYZ going on, and I'd appreciate it if you don't say this to me, or if you don't do this around me, or whatever. Like you ain't controlling nobody, but you're just showing people how you want to be treated, because you already know what triggers you. You already know what you're dealing with, and you know what you need time to heal. And when you make that known to other people, it puts you in a vulnerable space, but it also exposes character in the other people, because now they have a decision to make to agree with your request or not. If they decide to ignore it, then that shows you who they are to you.
Yeah, man,
Friend
that's
of mine
good.
didn't even
That's good.
see a
Cheat.
friend
That's the
or
cheat sheet. That's the cheat sheet, y'all.
oh, that is the truth. That is the truth. But let me say this: it's not gonna get you off the hook from
Oh, no.
still having to deal with your own
Oh yeah,
issue.
yeah, most definitely,
It
most
is
definitely.
it is cool to go ahead and say to somebody, "Yup, I'm dealing with this because this happened to me." Da, 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 da. Okay, cool. But I'ma still need you to work on that.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah.
Because you should not be taking offense to things. That's a street term. That's hood. All right, like cut it. You should not be taking offense to everything. Everything. Come on, we gotta grow
Mhm.
up right.
Teach,
We
teach.
gotta grow up right, man. Go ahead, Ty. Get in.
No, I was gonna say that's absolutely facts right there. Is they, we can't use that as no scapegoat. Well, I told you that was my trigger. No, Selena said it
Two,
best.
2-3 years down the line, it's still a trigger. That's a problem.
That's a
Just
problem.
get down the line, Doc.
No, I'm serious. Like, if I ain't never said this around you, I ain't never did this, then I can get that. But 2-3 years later,
Like that's still a trigger.
So this still a trick. Okay.
But wait, Selena and Doc, you got people still holding on baggage from childhood years. Come on now.
You know they
Mother
got.
wounds, father wounds,
Yep.
brother wounds, sister wounds. They still hold that on. They in their 30s and 40s and still hold that on. And they still, it's some people, I'm gonna tell you, some people stuff that has traumatic stuff, that I hate that it happened to them and when they was kids. They still act like kids, even in their 30s and 40s, about certain situations. I'm like, hold on. I thought you was in your 30s and your 40s. Why are you acting like a straight up 4 or 5 year old? But thing is, they still never healed from when they was 4 and 5.
Teach. And we're so trained to focus on the outside that we're not understanding that you can have a whole big old house and a child lives there.
yep.
That's where they were dropped. You got to ask people like what happened. A lot of times they're still 12 inside of their 35-year-old bodies.
Come on,
And
T.
you think talking to the 35-year-old, you're not understanding or even trained or even do you care? You know what I'm saying? That they are trapped. Like you're supposed to get with them where they are, see them where they are, and then help them get where God will have them to go. You know,
Yep. And that's what compassion is.
come on,
That's
Queen.
what compassion is. Coming together in passion. Okay. Compassion is something that is done with more than one person. Okay. And you can have compassion for yourself, because trust me, you got plenty of people up inside of you by yourself. People don't want to admit that, but it's several people all up in your system. All right. You got who is that? Freud, the ego, the super ego. You got all of them homies hanging around up in there. You got the Holy Spirit. You got your heart doing whatever it's doing on its own little thing. Like, you got a lot going on up in there. So you can absolutely have compassion for yourself, but it is most effective when you have it for other people, because what happens is other people become your mirror. The way you treat other people shows you how you can treat yourself. Because sometimes we treat ourselves like crap, and we'll treat other people, like they eggs, and we don't want to, crack the baby, don't drop the baby. We treating other people like that, but we just, dinging ourselves all over the whatever. Like, we just, so when you start seeing yourself in the mirror of how you treat other people, you can turn that inward to yourself and treat yourself better. And that is where your healing comes from, because now you're going to understand that you're too good to have all this baggage, that you are too beautiful of a person to think of yourself as having these ugly thoughts and feelings, and that's who you are. No, that is not who you are. You weren't created to have those ugly thoughts and feelings about yourself or about other people. So if you have them, you need to work through that. You need to deal with that. No, you're not going to be able to not, have it 100% of the time. But when you can recognize that you're having that, that's progress. People treat people crappy all the time and just be like, oh, I ain't even notice.
And when you still hold on to things, that lets you know that you haven't let go. You know what I'm saying? You still holding on. It's like you ain't really completely over that. You know what I'm saying? Might have to bag up off for you.
Listen, I'm talking about it goes deeper, bro.
Okay.
When you see that, that's when you know they haven't accepted forgiveness
There
from
it
Christ.
is. There it is.
It's
There it is.
see that Christ exposes character.
Yep.
He's
Forgiveness.
exposing that you have not accepted his forgiveness. You have not accepted payment
Yep.
for your sin. And because of that, you treating everybody else like that, and you think we blind? You and your relationship with God ain't straight, and you so busy trying to get your relationship with somebody else straight as opposed to getting it straight with yourself.
That's the one right there. He be trying, they be skipping steps. They want to
I'll be trying to figure out how did all
queen
go? How did you make it past go? How did you collect $200? You should have started at the beginning. And now I'm understanding why every time you rolling this dice, you landed up in jail and you getting mad. You got to start from the beginning, step 1, then step 2. You cannot get to the 10th floor and you have not built a foundation. This is crazy. Crazy.
You gotta read. You have to read. People are like, oh, I don't like reading this. I don't listen to audiobooks. That's fine. Read. I don't care what you do. You can listen to 8,000 hours of audiobooks. If you have not put your eyes to words on a page, it don't mean nothing.
Yeah, man.
It doesn't mean a thing. I'm gonna tell you this right now. Because I'm one of those people, I can multitask, I can listen to stuff. I'm doing this, doing that, and I'm getting, but it's not the same as when you sit with a book and put your eye, even if you gotta read 2 words a day, if it's so painstakingly hard and boring for you to read, and you can only read. You read stuff all day long. I bet you if it was an article about somebody else's business, you be done read the whole article in this. No, because I read the article and they said what they said had happened was. So you can read that, but you can't read something that's going to grow you spiritually, mentally, emotionally. That's going to put skills in your toolbox so that you can handle situations when you are approached with them. So that you can grow enough to handle what it is you're asking for. The reason why your prayers ain't been answered because you ain't been doing the work to handle what you're asking for. Trust me, it's already there. You got to get to it. You have to get to the blessing. The blessing is already there. You got to get to it.
You. And the thing about it is, you need proper identification to pick up your package. Do you understand? Why you can't show up with all these lashes like this? They looking at the ID like wait.
Looking like Snuffleupagus and
okay, because he has some lashes, boy.
Hey, big boy.
And it's like they just like okay. What's your birthday? Like
how much you weigh? And then they be lying about their weight on their ID. Like, so did you gain the weight after you got
your okay. Did you change your hair?
She said the lashes.
Please, seriously, but like she said, it's already there. It's waiting on you to make up mind. Is you ain't his baby. Stop lying. Stop lying. Who are you? Are you in the dark as you are in the light? Because that's character. We talked about that. It's like the alphabet. No matter where you are, no matter what country you in, no matter what language they speak, A is A is A is A. It's A. Are you A? Or are you ABC? Then when you get over here, you DFG. You like what's up? What's going on?
I know what I wanted to say. I know what I was trying to say is that when you still holding on or whatever, that lets me know that you still allowing people to have control over you. That's what I want to say. Yeah, when you still holding on to stuff from your childhood, you still letting people have control on you. Because I know I told y'all one time that a young lady told me that it was my job. It was my job to get her out of her feelings. Talking about. You need to work on getting me out of my feelings, because it's your job. You put me in them. Now you got to take me up out of them.
And then she was wrong from the beginning, like from the start of that. You put me in wrong.
Somebody
Somebody did something, and your feelings was there, and you decided to in your feelings. That's what you decided to do.
My job. It's your job to take care of my feelings. You put me in them. Now you got to take me out with the neck roller too, Mary. You got to take me out.
I already knew that. That's definitely one of them neck roll type quotes right there. Because I don't know. I don't think I've ever heard anything that made sense with a neck roll. Like usually the neck roll is to distract you from the BS that's coming. Like you know how snakes do when the snake get to doing this. You're not worried about nothing else. You're trying to figure out if when and where the snake about to strike. That's what you're looking at. The snake not poisonous. The snake probably don't even got no teeth. It's just doing this. Like if I do this, it'll be scared. Right. They looking at my like go somewhere. Like
oh my
roll
God.
your hair right off your shoulders, all that neck. Come on now. But that's why I say read, because you know what happens when you read. Not only do you expand your mind, but you expand your vocabulary.
Come on.
Because there's actually levels of expression when you have a larger vocabulary. You're not just mad. You might be despondent.
Yeah.
You might be what is that? It's another word for mad, because I don't get mad much. That's why I don't like. Let's do happy, because I don't get mad much. Like it's not a lot that upsets me. So let's do happy. So you might not just be happy. You might be joyful, jubilant, jovial, hysterical. Like there's so many levels to it, and they all have a different meaning. If you really look at the meanings, and they all fit differently into a situation, because a lot of times they're prompted in different ways. So you have to use a word that indicates so much more than just the feeling. Like when you have a larger vocabulary, you can indicate the circumstance with just the word. That's where context comes from. When you can't say something to someone and they can't glean context about what you're saying, that is a breakdown on your end in the communication. That means you are not properly communicating your own emotion, your own inner state to someone else. And that is a you problem. That is your job.
That is still a you
communication. So
that is still a you problem. I just want to, because again, like we were talking, people like to put their problems into your lap. And when I was saying earlier, when you like, oh, you put me in my feelings, did he put a gun to your head and make you go? I gotta know that part, because at that point, then I'd be like, oh, he put you
I'd be like, spell the feeling that you feeling. Like we just said, go ahead and spell the feeling, because people do that. They generalize stuff too. Your feelings. What is that? There's a whole lot of feeling. Like I just named like 10 of them just now, and they were all in the category of happy. So which feeling are you actually in? And people can't even pinpoint or communicate that, even with the regular mad, sad, scared. What they can't even do that. They can't even tell you what those feelings are. They just say feelings. They real general with it, and then they want to make it your job to sort through that, to unpack that, to help them with that, to move them in no.
They're not gonna sort through it, but they want you to sort through it.
You gotta pay me for that one, because it's therapists that get paid $200 to $600 an hour to do that. You got to pay me. You want me? I'll do it.
I do it. But I need what you would have paid the therapist.
Okay. Ain't no free lunches over here, baby. I took econ, macro, and micro, and ain't no such thing as a free lunch. So you got to pay me, boy. In the words of Flavor Flav.
Boy. Okay. Final thoughts. Lord Ty, give us final thoughts on.
I'm gonna say this.
Wait. I also need you. You probably gonna say what I think you're gonna say, but I really want to know where this whole mind your business thing is like at heart with you on this show. But go ahead and give us final thoughts too,
Well,
because
no,
you
I
did.
mean, it's just something that I really been it's just been heavy on my heart, heavy on my mind. Is that we must really focus on ourselves if we really trying to get something done. And you know what I'm saying, and the only way you can do that, mind your business. And you know what, I'm gonna say this too, and I'm gonna look it up, and I'm gonna bring some more research next week. Is that mind your business was actually something that came from like slavery days, mining. You know what I'm saying? And like when you minding your business, you don't have time to be worried about somebody else's business. I think it had something to do also with property too. Like could have been after slavery, during sharecropping time. So I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna look that up. But yeah, that was a term. Mind your business is actually a term. So
Yes.
it's a little deep. That goes deep. And and no, serious, it's just been heavy because it's like I really see what's going on in the world. And I see like when I look at Facebook, when I look at Instagram, how people are just into everybody else's business. You know what I'm saying? We got people with scratched up backs and broken ribs because they saw somebody walk up all these crates, and so now they want to walk up the crates, or they seen somebody do this challenge on Instagram, and now they want to do the challenge on Instagram. And it's like what YouTube been saying all night. Where is the originality? So
Yeah.
that's why I'm saying mind your business. Focus on yourself. Go
Okay.
stand in the mirror. I heard the song the other day. Somebody played Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Man in the mirror. I'm trying to ask him to what? Change his ways. You know what I'm saying? Because some of our ways can be diabolical. And if we not changing our ways, we're gonna
Yeah.
still be where we was at square one. So my
Jeez.
final point is that when we begin to look within ourselves, guess what? We're gonna maintain control the whole time.
Teach King.
There it is.
Teach King. Teach King. Doc, come on through.
Wonderful point, Ty, for one. And
Check.
a small segue off of that would be when you are focused on yourself, you are doing God's work for the entire world.
Come
Because
on.
guess what? When He gave us free will, that means no one else can tell you what to do.
Come on.
So if you are doing what you are supposed to do,
Wee.
baby, what you didn't already fixed your portion of the world. If you so worried about, oh, we got this going on in the world, and we want world peace. If you find peace within yourself, if every the 7 point whatever billion people find peace within themselves, we will have peace on earth. But we're not going to do that as long as other people
Yeah.
mind other people's business.
Come on. Come on. That's the truth though. That's the truth though. Like, and I think you were talking about earlier. One of y'all was talking about like how, when you focused on you, like Christ is like showing you. You know what I'm saying? In Christ, is He showing you how you are? And so you don't have time to pinpoint what somebody else got going on. And that's why He tell you move that log about your eye so you can see the little thing that's in your brothers, because you tripping. You can't see. You can't even see right. You have no type of insight. You know what I'm saying? But you can't even see yourself properly in order to heal. So why is it that you're able to see your brother? So you always got something to do. I always say, like, Jesus always be like, oh,
Okay.
you got nothing boogie in your nose. Oh, okay, excuse me. I can't say nothing about nobody else because I need to go and get this book out. And the moment I get in, I'll be like, Jesus, all right, I got it. He be like, no, see right there? You got another book. Okay, let me go over here and go and correct that. But I never have time to just pinpoint out somebody and what they got going on. And then another thing too, when you're trying to help somebody, help them. That's the only time that you should be discussing somebody else's situation in efforts to genuinely, truly help. But if
Exactly.
you're just talking about folks to talk about folks, like, hey, again, you ain't really exposing the person, you exposing you. And that's what people paying attention to. They not paying attention to what the other person did. They looking like, ooh,
And she telling, I don't even know this person. She telling this person business to me, and I
Come on, teach.
don't know or care.
People do that. You don't know who, and then you just
Whole time, I didn't see somebody get beat up from doing something like that. They best friend was the person's cousin that they was talking about. And they were close cousins, like they were like, you know, brother, sister, you know, family type. Like, you know, when your cousin is basically like your sibling, they were like that, and they just didn't know that these people were related, and they got beat up. They're like, oh, word, and then they called their cousin, and their cousin came over and beat.
Shut up. For real though, you do not
Yeah,
know.
you don't know. You don't know what's going on.
Just don't need out. And again, I say, I mean, if you're doing it to help, that's one thing. And the difference is known in that. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
It is definitely known in it. But definitely, you know, a lot of points made here. Just be yourself. Like, master yourself. Master singleness. Get your stuff together. You know what I'm saying? Like, fix and work on the things that you need to fix on. If you truly want to be in a relationship with somebody else, seek the kingdom. Seek his right. He'll add somebody unto you. Like, we're so close to the military, it's not even funny. Like, it ain't you choosing anything. This is not about your personal preferences. You know what I'm saying? And I thank you, Lord, because it's been two things that just been on my mind. I haven't had the time to like sit down and actually put the thing together. But what he said was, we spend, hold on, because I don't want it to be wrong. We're in the habit of releasing our seeds into dead end zones. We will release our seeds into dead end zones. And seriously, it's more of a thought on masturbation. But it's not just that. It's really how we're trained to release our seeds in dead places, dead people. You know, like what is wrong with us? What is wrong with us? But I know
that includes creativity. People can get real creative with tearing somebody down, being in somebody else's business, but they're not putting that same creativity into growing themselves, into uplifting their community, into putting stability and love into the children around them that's watching them. And then you wonder why the kids are the way they are, because they watching the adults be, you know, what do you expect? We're their example. They don't know how to move on the earth. They watch us. That's how they figure it out. They was like, oh, okay, well, this is the world I have to go and move in. And in order for me to survive, because they come on instinct. We have to teach them how to foster higher levels of thinking, how to get critical thinking. Children don't come out with critical thinking skills. They have a desire, and the shortest line to fulfilling that desire. That's what they do.
That's it.
You have to teach them about morals, ethics, consequences. They don't just know that. They usually have to learn it through experience when they don't have culpable adults around them to teach them in theory, so that they don't have to go and experience the hard end of stuff.
And they don't have to. And you're not putting anything into them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just when you did that, you just triggered the R. Kelly discussion. And I'm just like, forget all that. They got killed. But what about these parents?
Yeah.
We need to plan like,
because they knew. I guarantee you they knew. And I guarantee you the way that they raised their daughters made it
they was getting that money. They was getting
made them right for the pick. Because no, I went to school with girls that said, oh yeah, I left with him a couple of times. I left
Queen. I went to school with
they was leaving school with grown men. They've been doing that. They were lying about their age, and they did not look the age that they was lying about. So I know for a fact that, come on now. I didn't lie about my age, because they definitely tried me, and I was like, no. And I told them my real age. I told them get out my face.
Okay, I'm a whole 13. Okay, this is listen. They do that.
Oh my bad. I ain't know you. Yes, you did, because I look 10. Like I've always looked young my whole life. So I no. You knew.
And if you look just like, again, with these women today, and you're living vicariously through your daughters, and your daughters, they look for sale. This is sad. And so when somebody like R. Kelly comes up and buy one, He goes to court. No, we need to go to court. Everybody involved in the transaction should be held responsible.
Yes.
Everybody. This is crazy, but we'll let people get away. We'll let like people slip and slide. You know what I'm saying? Ice skating.
Yep, coming with excuses with them, for them because they are cousin or brother or whatever. Because no.
Yeah.
And I tell people like, if you need one of them co-signing friends, I ain't that friend. Because I'm gonna tell you, no, you was wrong for that. No, that's wrong. No,
That's what everybody want. They
need
want
to work on that.
They want that comfort. They
Got
want that comfort of, somebody that's gonna co-sign.
Yeah, no. But what I will tell you is don't be ashamed of it because you did it. It's already done. There's no reason to feel shame about it because if you was gonna feel shame before you do it. The shame is what stops you. That's that's where the shame comes in. Don't feel shame after you didn't already did what you was gonna do because you didn't already enjoy whatever you was doing. You didn't got whatever out of it that you was wanting to get out of it. No need to be don't sully it up now. Regret, shame, guilt, thought it. Toss it. You should have had that going into the situation, and then that would have stopped you from doing something that was immoral and amoral and ruining somebody else's life.
Fact.
People lie. People will lie. That's what I'm saying. Like when you are trained to like just like that fallen depraved nature. When you have studied yourself, you can see when people coming from afar. You see them coming, and people will lie and say that, like, man, now I feel bad. Now you feel bad. Explain that to me. So now you feel bad. As if like Doc saying, that was supposed to be the warning sign before destruction. That you should have felt bad then. But here's the thing, you did.
And did it anyway.
You did it anyway. And you just trying to find a means to justify your actions because now guess what? Society doesn't agree with what it is you did. And you have to fit in with society.
There it is.
Teach.
I'm just saying. And just before I tried to close this at 7, but that's okay. Because God just speaking. But I saw something and just, about I was thinking about relationship and
intimacy. Yeah, all of that.
And
all of it. Your body is a temple. Temple. Everything that comes into it needs to be pure. Everything that comes out of it needs to be pure. If it is not, then you killing your tree. You killing your tree.
Disservice, yeah.
All of that.
You killing you, and that's what we're doing. We're killing our seed off. We killing our hope off.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? The seed is the image that he has placed in himself for generations. And we're killing them off. We're killing them off practicing and participating in depth culture. You know what I'm saying? Anything that has a dead end zone or a dead ending is practicing death. And we are such in the habit of practicing death. It's not funny. Guess what? Halloween is coming up. We practice death. You know what I'm saying? Like we
I don't. And then like the funny thing about that is that it's been commercialized so much that the actual original implication of it is lost. Halloween was supposed to be a time to celebrate and honor your ancestors because guess what? Back in the day, people actually knew who their grandparents were, their great grandparents. They had conversations with these older people that passed wisdom down, that passed knowledge down. There were that's what folk tales are. It's basically practices, experiences that were passed on by word of mouth. You're not going to find it written in the book, but it's experiences that you need knowledge of so that you don't make those same mistakes. Those generational ties have been slowly getting broken generation after generation. So now we can't celebrate our family. We can't celebrate our family ties. We can't celebrate the information and the knowledge that has been passed down and kept us from falling into those same pitfalls and allowed us to elevate our families, our communities higher because we haven't made those exact same mistakes that held them back from progressing further than whatever they did. That's the whole purpose of having those connections. So now it's just people gallivanting around pretending to be whatever, like they haven't been pretending all year. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Be yourself for Halloween this year. Be for Halloween. That is the Rock True Challenge. That is the Halloween costume challenge. Be you. You know I'm posting that.
Yes, I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it because
The
yeah.
best version of you.
Yep. Oh, and then the death of the season. Trees. You look out the trees, the plants. They're not quite dying, but they're reserving their energy because, especially if you live in a temperate zone, the leaves are getting orange and brown and they're falling off. So the leaves are dying. That's what it is. The death of the season of the summer, and things that's what it is. It's seasonal because we were cyclic. We were farmers back way back in the day, so we had to pay attention to the seasonal changes and how the earth was changing and moving, and these celebrations that have gotten blown way out of proportion was a reminder. It was another way to pass down information to the next generation with tradition and practices. People don't even eat traditional Halloween food anymore. Like, it's nothing but weird candies and stuff like that. The squash is a seasonal food. It grows naturally and very abundantly during this time because of the climate. People don't eat pumpkin no more. They just leave it on their doorstep, maybe, and then they want a side-eye pumpkin pie. Like, well, I don't eat pumpkin pie. I eat sweet potato pie.
Throw out
some pumpkin pie.
Yeah, you don't
have you some squash, some butternut squash soup. It's plenty of recipes on Rock Truth Cafe Live. Go in there because I love me some squash. I love me some butternut squash. I love me some pumpkin, all of that stuff. So trust me, it's plenty. It's some spaghetti squash. Spaghetti squash lasagna.
What about a pumpkin? What about a pumpkin spice latte?
Oh yeah, well that's just spice. That's not actual.
It's not actual pumpkin.
No, it's just it's just spices.
I don't really drink it, so.
Oh yeah, it's just spice. It's just cinnamon, nutmeg, like cardamom and ginger. I want to say.
They got cardamom in it.
Yep.
she like that. She like
that. Oh, cardamom be spicing some stuff up. Like had like this little. I don't know. It's like a real full flavor to it. Yeah, so you got to be real light with it. It's like clove because clove can be very overpowering. Cardamom is the same way.
Cardamom,
that's what cardamom is.
You use it all the time.
Yeah, and it actually does. It has anti-anxiety properties and stuff. It's actually an adaptogen. Yes. Even just the aroma, just smelling it can help relieve anxiety. Yes.
I had to go buy some now.
Oh yeah.
Cardamom is expensive. Cardamom like $11.
Yeah, but you don't. I'm telling you, like a dash. It's like maybe this big ground up, but it's still, it's worth it because you trust me. You're not gonna use a whole lot of it when you do.
You can really you can put that on your meats and your vegetables and stuff.
Yeah, like just a dash. All you need. I'm telling you, all you need is a dash. It has a very strong flavor. Like think of clove.
So just a little.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm about to go have some, see how that tastes.
Oh yeah,
it got a good. Yep. It's good. It's good, but it's
strong. And I can't remember her name. I think it was Maria Olds. She found me in the group that you posted that video in, and it was one of those food groups that you posted the show in. And she said that she was like, she loves the information that I give during the show about the nutrients and stuff. And you know what? And I actually do watch like other people on YouTube, like cooking shows, because I'm low key, like a foodie. So I love, like, I don't care what it is, what they make, even if it's something I'll probably never make or eat. I just like watching other people cook too. Yeah. And honestly, I've never seen anybody like talk about the actual nutrition of the food. Like they talk about other like cooking tips and how to, prepare it and all the other stuff, but like the actual nutrition of what's being prepared, I haven't seen people do that. So definitely tune in because I love doing that. Like I look up extra facts just before I go on so I can have something fresh, in my mind to talk about with y'all. And I end up learning something new every time. And that's where the medicine is. That's where the healing comes from, our food. That's also death culture. When you eating this fast food, all this, they put all kinds of stuff in that meat. It's like, I call it mystery meat. Like, because you don't know what's in it. You don't know what they did to it. You don't even know how much meat is still actually in the stuff no more. So yeah, like that, all of that is a part of it. And
it is impossible to me. The only thing I believe that tastes like meat that's in the ground, plant-based, is humans. I cannot get
Yeah,
with.
I don't know. I can't get with that. Like,
Like,
if
I
I
just
feel
can't
like if I'm not eating meat, like I don't want the thing that's not meat to taste like meat.
my whole,
That's just
my
me.
whole point. My whole, you know what, Doc? And that's crazy because now that just remind I ain't being, trying to bash or nothing. It just made me think of homosexuality. And it's like that crazy backwards thing. Like now let's try to understand. If I'm gonna understand that you are a man who like men, then why aren't you with the man? Why you with a man that act like a woman? I just
Oh,
so I don't want it.
Question.
If I wanted that, then I would get it, or I don't want it because I have an artificial. Like you said, now it becomes artificial. Guess what? It's going to be stronger in flavor. How do the men that act like women? They act more like women, too much like women. Women be like, we don't act like that. What women act like that? And
Right.
they be, I mean, they act more, but I'm just the artificial versus the real. The like, I mean, you just trigger my mind with that. Like, man, that's like homosexuality. Like, why you, if you
Yeah,
like
instead
me,
of just being, just
just
be like that. That's why we say just be,
just be, just
just
be. I
be.
can't
Yeah, just
just.
be.
Be. It's so you. Doesn't it sound simple? But it's just,
It
it's
it
not.
does. It sounds simple, but I guarantee that's the hardest thing you can ask somebody to do. Just be. They're like, what is that? What does this even mean?
I'm telling you, and the mere fact that we can't even answer that, man, that we have been
Mhm.
and
Send
programmed.
people into a whole existential crisis.
Yeah,
Like, who am I?
you
What does
know,
this all mean? What
right?
if all of this is just a dream? Like,
right, right,
I've
right.
seen people like starting to like kind of wake up and they posts get weird and I have to mute them. I'm like, okay.
For a
Yeah.
second, she just okay. Okay,
Like,
level
I'm
up.
glad you're finally understanding some stuff, but your posts are messing up my vibe. So I'm just like,
Like
Yeah,
on and
right.
off. At this point, you just woke up, so you still on and off. You ain't totally
yeah.
gone. So it's like 1 minute is this, and the next minute is this, and it's just like, which one are you? You still don't know, do you? Okay.
Mhm, right.
Wake me when you know. I'll be back. I'll be back. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and get out of here. I am telling you,
Yep,
I'm
yep.
tired. These days are just running into each other, and
Definitely.
it's
Shout out
wow.
to the Rock Cafe.
Woo!
Oh yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we're doing the and I got the squash. I got the acorn and delicata squash.
Oh,
And
Yeah.
we're gonna roast them whole and then cut them up on some arugula and kale, or is that I got spinach and kale, and I'll probably find some other stuff to sprinkle in my salad because I don't know if I want to do the goat cheese. That sounds strong. I think I got some like Gouda or something. I'll probably put some Gouda on. Yeah, yeah.
That sounds good. I mean, I'm talking about good, good, good.
Oh
yeah.
yeah. And
Sound
and
good.
that's the thing, like squash, oh my gosh. Squash has so many nutrients in it. So like people kind of get caught up in like the tropical fruits and stuff like that and all of that. The earth is going to provide for you year round.
Teach.
So all of the nutrients that are in the tropical fruits, the oranges and all that stuff, the vitamin C, vitamin A, all that stuff that keeps
Mhm.
your immune system healthy, your skin vibrant, and your mood and your mind right. It's also in the squash. The colors are a dead giveaway. They are orange and bright and vibrant, just like oranges. But you know what doesn't grow during the fall and winter? Oranges. And we
What?
end up having to import that stuff. And when you have all these imported fruits and vegetables and stuff that don't belong here, guess what that does? Add pollution because now you have to increase transportation and then you have higher costs for stuff and all of that stuff. And then it's also ruining the local economy because now they have to ship that stuff out. They have tariffs. It's all kinds of like, trust me, it gets real messy. So just eat if you
But
eat from your
no,
local
no.
farmers because there's people who locally farm stuff who grow fruits and vegetables in their backyard and they probably end up with way too much and they go to farmers markets and they sell it and you can absolutely enjoy very fresh and waxed vegetables and
What
fruits that way.
like it's still though in season. So right, because I
It's in
was
season somewhere else.
right. So listen, I was questioning it. Like, okay, so we're here, and once we harvest everything that we put in the ground or whatever, there's nothing more from it until next spring, right?
No, there's stuff that grows in the winter. Like that's what I'm
Okay.
saying. The earth always provides. There are absolutely stuff that will grow in the winter just fine. It may not be like big abundant crops and stuff, but it definitely still has the proper nutrition to keep you healthy year round. Like you
Okay.
just gotta know. And I believe they grow like oranges or something in California. So I mean, like if you're like on the West Coast and stuff like that, like it's not so bad. But
Right.
a lot of times, like they have to subsidize the stuff that's grown there and in Florida with stuff from South America and you know, in the more tropical regions. And so especially like avocados and stuff like that, because I don't think we grow too many of those here in America. I think a lot of that comes from Mexico. They want to keep Mexicans out, but they import the fruits and vegetables. Make it make
Ain't
sense.
that
I
something?
don't know.
Real
So
Jack,
yeah.
but that's how much they value. They value food over people. Ain't that something?
Absolutely. But that's
Yeah.
why an avocado costs like $3. But avocados are actually
Exactly.
not supposed to be that expensive.
Mm.
But that is how much they be costing like crazy prices. Then when they
Yeah.
drop on, it must now, of course, have an
Yeah, I
increase
go and get a whole bag. I'm like, they $1.50.
like what?
Let me go and
Dang.
stack these up.
I was wondering that,
They're
like
giving these away.
when we were like harvesting the stuff from the garden out here, I'm just like, okay, but then how, like, where is more food coming from? You know what I'm saying? If now everything is
We
like,
import it. Yep, you can
right.
definitely you can Google all of that because the government websites tracks all of that, and it's free information because it's federal. They have to be transparent. If you go and search for the information, I guarantee you it's there because they have to have oversight because they're the government. And that's what like kills me. People like, oh, well, I can't do this because the government. Well, you do understand that the government can only do what you allow it to do. The minute you start asking for them to produce documents, they have to. That's our constitutional right. So
That's
when you ask, they have to oblige. They might take forever in a day and send you through a whole bunch of red tape. That's cool and all, but they have to produce those documents at some point in time. And if they don't, you can actually sue the government. And I guarantee you, you will win.
teach. That's, you know what? Again, in the same scenario applies in Kingdom Court. You know, he has given you word. He has given you, like, he is giving us promises, and you can take it up with him. Like, didn't you say that you would supply my every need? Didn't you say? And that's not you coming to him no type of way. That's coming to saying, hold on, I got your constitution, bro.
Yeah.
You said blah blah skippity woo. My ever.
That's right.
Okay. Supply, please. I'm
Man
just saying,
shall not live by bread alone.
right. And just like the rights that we have, the only way you're able to exercise those rights is if you are in good standing.
Come on.
Yes, exactly.
All abiding citizen in order to exercise your rights. And so our law in the kingdom is love. And if you ain't been abiding by love, you don't have a right to even write your petition unto him. And that's your prayer. You don't have a right to your prayer. What can you pray? You are not in good standing. They're gonna look at them like, no, he ain't got no ID. They're gonna do it to prison. You can't do nothing. No, you don't even have a right to vote. No, you cannot. Don't show up. Like that's the same applies. You know what I'm saying? That's man.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, we out of here for real this time. Look, Tom just listen. He ain't even saying that. Like I thought it was. He ain't saying nothing.
I'm listening because I mean, Mary owned it. I was gonna say this: man should not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of God.
Yeah,
see,
man.
That's in His word. He said we can't live by bread alone. Hold him to that.
Like for real, it's the feeding. Like you said, this is medicine, medicine, and what you're feeding it. You know, you're feeding it, and nobody has a gun to your head. Stop playing.
Right.
You decided, bro, sis. You decided. We gotta get some stuff just right. You know, so we got 2020 come. What is it? 2022 or something? I don't know where we at.
22, 22 coming next year.
Every day is like, oh, here go another day. It came so fast.
It definitely did. Because I'm thinking, I'm like, when was that? I'm like, was that last year? Like, I'm like, because I'm using my daughter as like a lip, like, okay, she's not quite 2 years. So yeah, that had to been earlier this year.
Those be my road maps because we are in October. Like
2 months.
no, man,
2 months
it's crazy.
left. 2 months and a half. Yeah,
Yep.
2 months. Yeah.
months, yeah.
It's crazy, yo. So yes, thank you everybody who have come out and support the cafe. I missed 2 people who have came out. I gotta post those pictures. I didn't forget. They took pictures like I was here. Oh my god, it's like so. Shout out to the crew. Like it's such an amazing atmosphere. It's just like to go to work every single day and just it's like being in the kingdom. Like all we do is it's the biggest playground for me ever.
I
Like
can
everything
tell from the smile and all the pictures you take.
yeah,
Like, yeah, that's that Mary smile right there.
I'm going to get that Pico bowl.
Okay, I mean, all the stuff she didn't post is like, I think this is like, so you trying to have like a food war or something? Is a food battle? Is this battle of the dishes now? Because sure enough, like just how you said, like soon as like it never fails. Every time I pop in, it's a shake, it's a smoothie, it's a bowl, it's a wrap. I'm like, look
Looking good too. She got
at
look.
yo. I'm like, look at this. Look
I'm
at
trying, to, I'm trying to
the
reach through the screen and grab one. Like, give me that Pico
talking
bowl.
about some nachos. I'm like, what is the nachos?
He break out to my Hispanic. Girl, I still come up in them. Hey, you know, where's that filet of bitty bitty mama? Them nachos and the chicken. Like I love with the buffalo chicken in my everything. I mean, you can get it in your breakfast skillet. You can get it in like this.
Oh,
this
yeah.
He got every hood snack, like all the hood snacks, like all the shakes. You can get cereal in it. You can get like cereal on your. Listen, he had a fruity pebble pound cake. Oh my god! Who does these?
Yep.
He put this man put whole cakes, whole cheesecakes in cups. Like this it be man, it be insane in there.
Someone
Like
say cheesecake.
I know, right?
Cheesecake.
cheesecake, bro. It's the truth. I love it. The people solid. Like it's just man. Oh, and tomorrow, oh my God, we had somebody sign up. I don't forget her name. Sign up for Rock True Fitness. I cannot wait till tomorrow. Yeah, I'm so excited. I really am because this time I'm not gonna overthink it. I'm just gonna be.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's all what you say. It's already been finished in you. Already been. All right.
Yeah, build me up because it was overthought, and I'm looking at different people posts. And I'm like, that's because y'all have practiced all of that. And then now we raw, baby. We raw. And I had the grandest time just being raw, like just dancing with them fools. I got to see Carl dance. That was like, that did everything for me because I didn't even know he was going to do it. But this
yeah, because he was so looking like, so this is what we doing, Mary, for real? For real? And she was like, just do whatever. Well, I ain't doing that. Oh, man.
Oh my God. This just, oh my God. And then people called. See, that was the thing. I was kind of like in my head about it. And then people called up to the Hudson and they have been asking, when is the classes? When we seen it on YouTube. I'm like, shut up. They really liked it.
Yeah. It's the atmosphere.
It is, Queen. It is. I promise. And we're gonna do a Queens. We're doing a Queens wind down in the sense of the collab. Like it'll be a live show. Yes, it'll be the Rock True Beauty topic, and we're gonna have just a dinner. I'm gonna do a dance routine and have people learn it before they get there, and then we'll just kind of like practice and put it together. And we're gonna get shirts and decorate wine glasses and just do a whole little wind down. You know what I'm saying? And just it's gonna be cool. I can't wait. Well, AJ, she's gonna teach us how to make the shea butter, so we'll take our own little shea butter home.
Oh yeah. Hey, I saw her with the breast cancer wax melt. She was like, "What scent is this?" I'm like, "So you're not gonna tell us what scent that was?"
I loved it. That look. I hope it was like
that Inez Essentials.
Yeah. Because I sure been burning my my little wax melts because they and it's like and if the scent is just and it fills the whole room and it's not like and it's not overpowering but it's strong but it's not overpowering. Like you're not gonna mistake that smell but it's going like it doesn't like, oh, I'm tired of smelling this. It's like, dang, this is what I needed right here. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. For real. For real. Okay, y'all. We keep saying we're gonna leave.
All right, yeah.
I love y'all.
All
I
right,
miss
love you all
probably
too.
take the
Yeah.
day off. And I said, come on.
Make
What's my
sure y'all show up. Make
yeah,
sure y'all show up.
Yeah, come on out.
October 10th. Make
Come on
sure
out.
you show
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
oh my God. Oh my God, y'all. Oh my God, y'all. Like, cause this
Music,
this
food, drink,
dream for your
giveaways.
about his dream for your life.
You can't beat that.
Oh my God. Cause this was not my dream. This was I ain't thought about none of this. I ain't thought about none of it. None of it. It's crazy.
Yes, I love it.
Yep.
Love to
It's
see
crazy.
it.
This is crazy, y'all. This is crazy. No, it ain't crazy.
It's sane. It's sane. It's just sane. What was that song? Insane in the membrane. That was like that was a damn.
What's that? Who did that? Who did that song?
That was Limp Biscuit and what's that Limp Biscuit and somebody else? It was a collab. It was a feature. Who was the other dude? It'll come to me. It's like right on. It's like right on the tip of my tongue. It's right. Like I'm like seeing the people with the braids. You know, the light skinned dude with the long braids, and then the other dude. Oh my goodness. This is going.
Kid and Play.
No.
Oh, not Kid and Play.
No.
Hey, kid and play.
Cypress Hill. Boom.
Yeah, okay.
Yep, that's what it is. I get it. Yeah. I knew what you said. I knew who you were talking about.
Yep.
Yes. Oh my God. I'm excited.
Very. All right. We love y'all. I'm about to go. Hopefully I'm ready to get back into it. Yes. And guess how I fixed it? I blew in the hard drive like it was a old Nintendo cartridge.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
It worked. Sometimes you gotta go back to them little basic tactics, and it'll work. Okay. Look at how Ty look at it. I did do that. I did. I've been having PS4 withdrawal so bad.
That's old school blowing into the cartridge.
Yeah, I've been having withdrawal, so I didn't know what to do because it kept saying I was trying to update it, and it kept saying like it would error out, and it said can't access system storage. I'm like, what you mean? I never dropped it. Like I take very good care of my stuff. That was my first baby. Okay, so Serenity is actually baby number 2. Okay. Baby number 1, okay, been holding me down for some years now, helping me with my stress and my anxiety. When somebody, and especially my job, they used to get on that last nerve all the time. So I come and I get on my, Arkham Knight, Batman, the little fight, they have like a little thing where you can just fight in the little rooms. And so I get my Catwoman, I'll be like doing combos, like take that, they do the little back kick, yeah. So that, yeah.
Stress reliever.
Yes. So we back at it. Yes. Okay. All right. Love y'all and good night. And as always, we rock truth.